Hey guys, welcome to Emlyn in the Mix. It looks like I'm in front of the sun here, but it's a mega bright light. And yeah, this is the light I use to get the studio nice and bright for you guys so you can see what's happening in there. Not that it's not bright enough. So if we have a look up here, we got the down lights. Boom, loving those down lights. Boom. Alright guys, let's do it. Alright gangsters, what's up? Welcome back to Emlyn in the Mix. Tonight I'm going to be working on a little track. I haven't got anything to review for you tonight, but that's all good because I know you want to see me working in the studio. This shit's more interesting than getting a new product up in you. And yeah, I'm just going to get straight onto it and enjoy. Sit back, relax, stick around the studio, have a little coffee, come back. But I'm going to be making beats right now, and quite frankly, I don't give a if you're there or not. Sorry, I'm being absolutely retarded tonight. As you can see, I've had a bit of coffee and it's made me go spastic. Alright, so tonight I'm working on a bit of a West Coast hip-hop vibe beat in celebration to commemorate the latest expansion pack that's come out from Native Instruments, which is Queen's Bridge, which looks absolutely epic. I actually haven't got it yet, and I will be doing a review on that shortly. But it did make me realize that I want to make something kind of cool, kind of East Coast. But actually, I've kind of gone a bit more West Coast on this track. I've used the Marble Rims expansion pack that's on Native Instruments. That's pretty sweet. You should definitely check that one out if you haven't got it already. Sort of imitates your Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, you know, West Coast production. Really Dr. Dre, to be honest. Most of his sound dominates the West Coast. But yeah, I'm just going to get stuck straight in it. This is just a straight beat, really slow hip-hop vibe tempo. I think we're rolling at 81 BPM here, so quite slow. And yeah, I'm just going to put the track together and just see how it comes out. Yeah, so I got my beat pretty basic. Really deep kick. Good for the subs in the car, you know what I mean? Alright, so I'm just going to get stuck straight into sequencing this bad boy here. If you've watched any of my other videos before, you know how I roll with Maschine 2.0. You know, sucking those tracks out dry from a brother. You know how it do. No, I'm sorry. So many bloopers in this one. Alright, let's just do it. So exporting audio out, getting the audio out. Unwarping the audio, warping the audio back. Now, because there's a trail of reverb on that particular beat, I'm going to be a little bit lazy tonight. Usually I'll separate the bass drum and the other percussion instruments, but tonight I'm going to keep it all in one because there's quite a lot of layers in this machine loop that I've created here. But getting back to that reverb tail on that actual loop there, I want to try and keep that. So what I'm going to do, hopefully you can see my screen from there, is we're going to double up the audio track here, and actually we're going to do this little nifty trick here where you have two layers going on top of each other, if it actually lets me do it, and that way the reverb tail continues within the loop, and you get the effect that it's not just cut into a loop, it's actually continuing on, if that makes sense. So let's have a look at that. We'll go for a few bars there and have a listen to that. Just, I don't know if you can hear it in the camera there, but it's just a smoother transition. I don't know if you can hear with my percussion there, we do have a clap, which I want to separate from my percussion there, only because I'm going to introduce the clap into a chorus or something like that, so it actually builds up to it. So we're going to redo our loop here, and we're going to play it back from Maschine. There's my clap here. So we'll get rid of that clap for now. We're not going to get rid. We're going to bring it back, y'all. Bring it back, y'all. Here we go. Whoa, there it is. All right, yeah. So we'll get that. No clap. Doesn't matter how much I play it. I've muted it over here on the machine. So let's grab that. I'll just pop this bad boy over here and loop that up. Should sound pretty nice. Now, because this is all percussion-y beats type stuff that's coming out of Maschine here, just with your stretch algorithm in the warp mode, I usually just keep it on beats because beats picks up the transients better, in my opinion, and I'm sure that that's what the algorithm is actually designed for, picking up beats, hence it's good at picking up the transients and so forth. But one thing you can do actually is if you've got a melody or you've got a vocal, which we're going to have very shortly, and because beats is the default algorithm here on the warp mode, it's probably best for like melody or vocals or something to actually get it out of beats mode, and I usually chuck it into Complex Pro. So this is a bit of a shout out to all my Ableton users out there. Complex Pro, definitely, you probably already know this. This is like, in the way of Ableton, is pretty basic info. But having it on Complex Pro mode just has a nicer sound, the transients are higher, and yeah, it doesn't have that jittery sound that you get when, you know, you got beats applied over it. Anyway, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Oh, someone's come to visit us. Alright, so this little guy came to visit us in the studio. Got muddy paws and all. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of reverb on the hi-hats. Not too much. Don't want too much tail there. Too much tail. Too much reverb tail. Alright, cool. I can't see what I'm doing. The cat's totally taken over. Hey bro. Yep, no worries. That's cool. I'll just make a beat over the cat. Now, because the keys have a mad reverb tail that I applied to, I'm going to do the same thing that I did to the beats, where I've got the loop going from one track to the other, just so I can keep the reverb tail in. So we're going to do that here. Rename this so you got your keys, boom, like that. And I'm trying not to get headbutted by the cat here. And we're just going to call this keys 2. Now, remember before how I was talking about the algorithm and the warp mode and stuff, and you guys like totally lost interest and changed to another YouTube channel to watch another dude working in the studio? Well, now that you're back and you're watching this and you want to understand what I'm talking about, for those of you that don't really know Ableton, because I'm sure most Ableton peeps already know about the warp modes and how they sound and stuff, because they've probably experimented with them. Most people that have Ableton have dappled in remixing, so they know all about the warp modes and the effects you can get from the different warp modes. But the reason why, for you guys who don't know, why the Complex Pro mode in warp mode is better, is because it just has a really nice sound. You can actually increase the envelope so that it just sounds totally unsampled and it just sounds for real legit. Yeah, there's your Marble Rims group right there. Now that has a real West Coast vibe going on there. So what we're going to do here is just create a little audio track here, and we're going to grab those little snarey things there. And I don't know if you can hear it in there, but there's a sweet as Dr. Dre bell in there. Totally reminds me of, oh man, now I've forgotten the name of that track. The awesome track that came out when I was like 14 years old. Ring Ding Dong. I don't know if that's the name of it, but had Ice Cube and it was Dr. Dre beat. It was freaking awesome. I think it's called Ring, and because the chorus goes ring ding dong, ring a ding 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 dong, something like that. Anyway, it's a mad as beat, and all you old school hip hop lovers out there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Now there's no reverb tail on this, so I can actually just loop it up as we go. like so, and yeah, should have a pretty mad sound. Obviously super loud. Sounding pretty dope, right? So now, next we want to get our bass in, and boom, we should be checked. So there's actually two basses for this, and I have to decide which one I'm going to use because I don't think both of them work together. Have a listen and see what you think. Maybe they do. There's some little frilly things which one bass is doing, the other bass isn't doing. They kind of sound good together. So let's just get one bass in. And maybe it will work. Anyway, we'll do that in another video where I'll actually construct all that together. But I'll just get one of the basses in for now. One thing I do feel compelled to say about Native Instruments samples is that they are sampled so good that I barely run, well no, you shouldn't do this to the end of your mixing anyway, but I used to a lot, but I rarely run any master plugins on my master channel anymore. See, zilch nothing these days because there's nothing on there. I've just turned the output down a little bit so we're not distorting into the camera and we're not distorting out of the speakers here as well, but the samples are so good they need very little processing. Alright, cool. We're going to get the second little bit of the new bass here, which comes from the Monarch, which is one of Reactor's synthesizers. Very sweet indeed. I'm going to call it Monarch. And yeah, we're just going to grab that in, and it's going to be our track in full, totally whipped out. Alright, so this is going to be a fat little Monarch beat here. Warp it back if you need to. Do what you got to do. Delete that. And there you go, you should have a fat ass beat. Mixed with the other bass is kind of cool because it gives them a real grittiness, like the real bass as well. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention is that, yeah, hey bro. This is kind of distracting tonight, the cat's all over me. Loving the Westcoast beats. Thanks guys for tuning in to Emlyn in the Mix. That's been me making a Westcoast beat. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you'd like to see me doing a different style. Don't forget that this beat will be up on my SoundCloud page very soon. Or for all of my other royalty-free beats to use in your vlogs, videos, YouTube, whatever. Jump over to www.soundcloud.com/EmlynMusic. There you'll find all of my music there. But thanks again for watching, and this has been Emlyn in the Mix, making a Westcoast beat for y'all with my cat in my face. Boom. See you guys.